little beeves doing their BB thing in the cinematics. Skip past that. Let us check that, because I have got a modded version of beavers, so I have some additional little factions to choose from, which is cute. I should get my windows all correct and stuff. So we've got, these are the folk tales, that's what Lee's been playing with. We've been playing as Iron Teeth on our other little world, but we also have the White Paws, and I have my favourite little ones of the Emberpelts, who are little fiery beeves. Their motto, Hearts of Fire. And I should be able to come onto my little desert island map that I made. This map is not compatible. Let's see if we crash the game then. Because it did make it a very long time ago, so maybe we need to update it at some point. But let's see if we crash the game. It's not a problem if you crash the game. Let's see. Let's have a look. But yeah, this is a little desert island. I will save off just explaining what it is until we get into it, because it'll be easy to explain. Here we go. What should we call our beaver colony, folks? What should we call our beaver colony? Should we call it We Had a Lovely Time Peeking with Grey? Perfect. Okay, so let's pause a sec. This is my little desert island in the middle of the sea. Beavers and buttheads. I actually really hate that cartoon. But yeah, this is our little desert island. So it's kind of, it looks a little bit like Peak. I can imagine us climbing to the peak. There's little beeves in this. But yeah, so what's different about these guys? I can't remember. Ooh, they got fancy tubeways, little bridges and stuff. And they've got little tubeway tunnels. All the storagey things. They've got tubes that go across distances. They got houses that just kind of recolored. They got little kind of skinny houses. They got little walkways. Big massive tenement house apparently. Little bridges. What food can they grow? They can grow radishes, tomatoes, bell peppers, beets, wheat, canola and corn. They can plant birch, pine, apple trees, maple and oaks. Cute. We've got lumberjacks, lumber mills, foresters, gear workshops, big gear workshops, big double ones. Clay pits. Ah yes, they have clay pits in these beeves. They can make little clay things, and you make kilns. And little scavenger things, smeltery things, big smelters, and a mine. These ones have little wind turbines, slightly different looking wind turbines to usual, which are kind of cool if you ask me. Kind of cool little wind turbine. You got little steam engines, which are cute. Normal size ones, liquid ones, crazy. Gravity batteries. Might head off to bed, your eyes are struggling. Go to bed, great. Almost 5. Go to bed, my love. Go rest those eyes, thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for peeking with me. I always have fun.
Entertaining gentlemen callers in the whorish fashion. And now I have nuts to attend to.
Speaking of people who should be in bed, it's a lovely case of Dylan. Thank you for giving me your daily sausage roll, my love. Please enjoy one of both hands. How are you, me dear? Have you had your hair cut yet? In the 5 hours since we last spoke. Having a mental Chrysler. I understand, and that is so fair, my love. That is so fair. That is so fair. Oh, look at that. Wonder of fire. You don't sleep. I know that. I understand that. I get that. Right, so should we start playing the game, you know? Shall we start playing where we do this, where we do this? Spent 3 hours at the gym. I was at the gym just picking things up. Let's go. Let's go. That is productive, you know? Picking things up, putting them back down again. So fair. So fair. Yeah, so this is my little custom island map. It looks nice now, but it'll soon turn into a big sea of poop at some point. So that would be annoying. Why have to press that fast? I don't want to go that fast. But little Emberpelts, doing Emberpelty things. We need water, so let's grab a little. Oh yeah, we've got a little stream that comes out here. But if we stick a pump there, come out that way. We've got little slightly red tinged paths with little rocks on the side. Kind of cute, little pavement. And then we're going to put a farmhouse in. That, and then they're going to plant some radishes. And in terms of food, what needs to happen? What happens with tomatoes? Tomatoes get turned in a press into tomato juice. By the looks of it. So tomatoes. Like they just eat tomatoes or what? Or what? Question. Let's put in some tomatoes here because I don't know whether they can actually eat them. Raw tomatoes. And we will get some science going as well. And we'll aim to get up here, up these stairs and up onto here. Let's zip this along a little bit and let's extend the working hours a little bit. Did I put a volcano? Yeah, there's bad water coming out of our volcano. Very rude of it. I think we kind of need to speed towards getting a forest drain because there's literally not very many trees on this island. And we increased the number of workers. And maybe we can stick a little dam in there. Just to keep some water in that little area. I think not that water is an issue on this map at the moment because it's literally everywhere. We get another pump coming in. Maybe there-ish. We need a platform or something. Just trying to get it so that it goes down at least 2. Can go down 4, so we could potentially do something like that. Can you chop up here as well? Like, you might as well just chop everything. Now you're little beeves that just make babies, don't you? So we need to build your houses. Little beeves that snuggle in their little lodges. So if we start building kind of a little bunch of lodges over here. Let's demolish a couple of these trees just to get our path in. So that we can get our little beeves making more baby beeves. That dam's in there though, which is good because it'll just trap a little tiny bit of water in here to keep these green. Okay. That does mean we can get across here actually. Could potentially stick another little thing in here. Reset that to be that priority like that. Make sure that we've got bees working. I'm gonna pause that a sec just while there's nothing happening. Oh, and then it happens, so we turn it back on again. Lol. Okay. So we need another little house. There we go. Got all these beeves in a house. New well-being, let's go. I need to build a little tiny pile. These have ones that you can build on top of, which is cute. So we can trash that then. Okay, we should probably get some food going. I'm just gonna build it like here so we can start building on top of stuff. And we're gonna store radishes in there. And keep an eye on these tomatoes to see if they go down at all. They seem to be eating tomatoes, so maybe we can just give them tomatoes. Should probably get some water storage in. Nice, nice, nice. Little radishes in the thingy bob in the storage. Nice, nice, nice. Where are we? We need to do... We'll have to do a lumber mill to get some lumber going. Which, for the minute, I'm just going to stick... Where am I going to stick it? Probably makes sense to just stick it down here somewhere for the minute. Eventually I'm going to stick it like on here somewhere. I'm thinking maybe we could use the volcano as power source or something. But for the moment we do that, and we're going to stick a little power wheel here for make a beef goat to get to work. Power that for us. Oh, two babies, let's go. Oh, babies. Have we exhausted every single plank or every single tree? It's concerning. Okay, so we have that, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get them to start building this, because we definitely need to have that. I'm not sure we can get anywhere else without a ladder, well, a ladder or a staircase. pause that one a sec. I think we should be okay. And then if we plant in just some birches for the moment into that. I don't think we want any in the river. And then we might as well pop in a few pines and stuff. And then some oaks just to have something with a bit of longevity in there. And there's a tiny bit on here as well. I have an oak tree on that. Key. So that's basically done. I'm going to pause that and pause that while we do that. And what is a staircase? 4 planks. Okay, so maybe we keep it going till we get 4. Because we need to get up here. A drought coming in 2 days. Let's knock the working hours down a bit just to be nice. Okay, you can get demolished because we don't really need you anymore. Okay, pause that again because we now have this staircase. Right, what are we doing now? What are we getting towards? What are we attempting to do here, folks? We have all these ruins under the ground, underwater there to get to. Okay, I am actually going to demolish both of those, and we're going to stick that back in up here. We're going to put in a power wheel, maybe? That, perhaps. I kind of need an extra bit of stuff to get a levee to put that there, and then a bit of power on the top. Here comes the drought. Do 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 do. Get to see how far the water goes down in the drought. Can't actually get across here. So let's put a path in. Can they reach it yet? Not quite. Rude. Is it worth doing that? We can put a little staircase over here. Oh, I didn't bother completely doing it. Two bees with no job. Yeah, we know that. They do seem to just want to eat the tomatoes, so maybe we should plant some more tomatoes. Let's use up some logs so we can get somebody chopping. $20, 120. Grass, can they get to that now? Yeah. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. And then we can put a thingy bob here. A levy. Nice. And then what we're doing, the power comes in here. And then we can put our lumber mill back in here. Like that. So once this water starts coming back in, she says, it does not turn the wheel. Should. Apparently it doesn't turn the wheel. Flop. How can we get across? Can we do our little warehouse trick? A temporary bridge. Maybe do that. I don't actually need to come across here. It seems to just be disappearing underneath, so if we build a little wall there, it should force it to push our little wheel around. Still sneaking through, still not spinning our wheel. Oh, that's paused, so we should probably be unpause you. You know, that would probably make sense. It wiggled. It wiggled. And we can get these lovely little wind turbines involved, which look really cute. But just need planks for that. I reckon we should probably start aiming towards some of these tanks. They don't actually take gears, which is cute. Big tank takes bricks, which is unique for these guys, and then underground tank. It's interesting. Twice as much as a large tank. Fun. You gonna finish this? Battery smooth. Oh, we lost the beavers that way. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. $36. Probably a bit of a reason to kind of try and block up these sides, maybe. We start our little path going this way, and we'll go there, and there is a staircase there, so we can hook onto that one like that. Nice. And then we just have to get up onto here. Maybe as simple as that. Those logs are in the way, but that's kind of okay. Because we need to chop them anyway. Okay, get that turned on. we have lots of stuff. Lots of stuff in a minute. Shall we? What would be a good way to put this in here? Maybe just put it in like that, not complicate matters, and we'll put berries in there, and we will shift our path like that. I might actually upset these beavers and switch their house to go that way. That's much more of a usable thing. Like that, I'll stick tomatoes in here. Okay, you've got nothing to do, so let's get you chopping on these other bits of log. And then we're going to block up these other roots off here. Force all that bad water down that one way. Make our wheel work better. Okay. How about these ones down here? It also gets us across to the metal, which is good. Get rid of you because you're in a weird place. Oh, what are you doing at 87? Let's go. I'm a little concerned that this house here is possibly going to get flooded. If we put more power wheels in and stuff. I shouldn't have done that, but anyway. Because if we do that, again, this one's probably going to get flooded. Just upset some bees by destroying their houses. Stick a mini lodge in to kind of apologise. Now we can put lots of wheels in there. Say lots of. Why is that high priority? close that one just so it can get through. So I might as well go and try and grab some of these logs. Making sure I'm clearing all the wood off this island that's in the way. As well. We do that. I'm gonna pause those. No, it's gonna flood over the top. It's gonna flood over the top if we do that. Let's just make those normal again. Right, water storage. Let's get that somewhere up out of the way. Maybe just there. Please don't play in the pool water. Another drought. We do have to worry about a bad tide coming through here and screwing us up. Coming down here and kind of infecting all this. We can potentially send it off this way instead. We would need, I think now we can use floodgates because we can use automation. We do need metal for that though. So we should probably make sure we are starting to do that. That requires bricks, so that's going to require a clay pit. It doesn't require any power, which is good. Maybe pick somewhere we can have a little industrial situation. Because the kiln doesn't require it either. So maybe we literally do this. How much? 200, okay. How much is that doing now? 129. Let's go. That's nice. I'm going to get them to demolish those. And we're just going to straighten this path out going that way. Maybe we do that. And shift this. But I have a broken tooth, unfortunately. So let's put this somewhere. Sneak it in there. And just in time for a jout, lose all our power. Requires gears, so we need to get the gears at some point. Let's put these back in here. We'll put an extra one in. Make sure we are collecting logs as quickly as possible. About these ones, can we chop these down, please? Nice. Got 14 beeves, 3 babies. Yay, the power's back. little campfire. Oh, baby, the campfire. So cute. So cute. And they're even happier. Look at them being so happy. They love fire. They don't want wet. They don't want wet fur. They want fire. They love fire. Let's go. Okay. Right, we were powering towards getting metal going. So we need to get bricks, don't we? So let's get our kiln going over here as well. And then we need 300 science for that. Food's doing really well. We could probably start trying to get more beeves in. Somewhere. Should we also unlock... Oh, I can't unlock it yet. I was going to say unlock platforms. We're going to start filling this in so we can start building on top of it. $178 for one little wheel. Good going. Could you do that for me? We can get these dropped down. I just wondered if we can get this little overhang demolished without unnecessarily touching the bad water. Just don't like how it's swirling through here. Let's see how this goes. It might end badly. Let's go, we're not getting infected. But hopefully it's not going to infect you once it disintegrates. Run away! Excellent, and get that one demolished as well. And this is all going in, which is lovely. It would be great to be able to extend it a bit further, but it's probably not worth worrying about. That's going in, that's going in. Well, it's not yet going in, but that will be once that's in. I think we need another water pumper. Can we stick one here? Because that can get pretty deep. And we love it deep.
Some tea, good to know.
Okay, so we can now presumably unlock that, and we can stick in some of these platforms just to cover this up. Okay, and we're really kind of a lasagna of a beaver colony, that's what we're going to have. That's gone in, that's grand. Let's get some more houses going as well. What did we need? We needed 300, didn't we, once we get to that? Yeah. Oh, they're both in, which is lovely. You need water to function. You don't into dirt and stuff into clay. Shall we get a industrial pile? Somewhere, can we get just a little one, just so we can be collecting a certain amount of scrap metal. Did these? They don't require gears, which is interesting. But I'm going to put in a staircase here. Because we are going to need a gear workshop, really. Might as well get one of them going. Because we're going to want to put in little things like that. Upward power shaft, and we can stick a room on top of that. And then we can bring out another one over here somewhere. And that will keep power going when there's drought. But yeah, this water, the ocean's kind of getting a bit more grotty. Especially with this outflow coming out of here. Ooh, we have 30 bricks, excellent. How many does the thing actually require? 20, so we can actually pull stuff from it. Seeing as that's full. Seeing as that's full, we'll just pause that a sec. All this going in. That requires 120 power. Quite a lot. Maybe we need to make sure we're putting another wheel in as well. Do we got another house there? Mavako and Dorgax. Yes. Keep saying it and saying it the same way all the time. So that just one plank every 0.63 hours, and that one does. They just do double. Interesting. We got plenty of logs. I'm going to stick both of those in, and I'm going to stick another gear workshop there. Am I? Yeah. And when we get a smelter unlocked, we can stick it here, maybe. And then here we can have like another thing switched the opposite way, going this way. And just kind of all squidge all the stuff into a neat as tiny place as possible. Both these can get all these can get paused anyway, but we don't actually require them yet. Birch. What's that? That was juice. Scared me for a sec. What's going on there? Another drought. I'm not working very hard, so do we definitely need to get haulers involved? I think we need to get haulers unlocked. Faux show. We get more houses going. so that we can get some haulers going. Do we want to put in an industrial pile like that for the logs then? We'll just get rid of this little tiny one. Got 8 baby beavers, so it's not like we're struggling for population really. Oh, we should make sure we put another wheel in here first before this gets built here, because then we won't be able to get to it. You're into a drought and we still don't have our turbine up, so I think we're going to struggle for a little second. Get that emptied. So 5 days. Not ideal, but not the end of the world either. Time for beeves to grow up and stuff. What do we build with these bricks? The smelter. Oh, the smelter needs the bricks. Yes, we know that. And that requires 200 bricks of mine. Do we want to build a small steam engine? Give us power. Thingy it uses planks and water, or uses logs and water, which is not ideal. I'm not sure we want to do that. Let's get our smelter unlocked and we'll plop it in there. What other food have we got? We've got tomato or bell peppers, which I think have to get converted into cooked and stuff. apple juice. We should do that. We should get this guy over here. So plant us some apple trees. We'll do it in a stylish way for absolutely no reason. Intersperse it with berries. It could be fancy pants. Let's go. You know what we should do? Well, we've got not much to build. We should think about damming this in to be able to keep it nice and clean and stuff. So maybe we need to get rid of that. I feel like there's possibly like that there. Start putting in some levees like this. We need to connect up with that really. So that's possibly wrong. Can we connect up there? Do this. A lot of building. Maybe. And we're gonna need little platforms along here to get beavers to be able to move between these things. Put a path on the top of it. That would be perfect because we're going to delete these eventually anyway. very long way to go. A very, very long way to go. And actually, these need to be... They need to be... Ideally, they need to be flat top floodgates. That's an interesting concept. I'm going to make them actually be levees for the minute, and we can figure out something more interesting. We might not even get that far today. Well, we definitely won't. But what did I want to do? I wanted to get a turbine going. So that we can have a bit more security for our power. That one's going, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to. Here's an idea. Rather than doing what I've done here, if we build a little dam like this, so that there's a little tiny gap between us and the ocean. Does that mean that we will be able to keep our little area nice and clean? Potentially. That's bad. Maybe protect these crops from dirty water. Might be worth trying. Here we go. We only have one type of windmill, so there we go. Look at that. It's cute. I like that. That's cute. do something sick. I've disappeared. I'm invisible. Just try and get everything so when we do a nice thumbnail, when we do this on YouTube, it's like, oh, it's lovely. Okay, right, folks. I reckon that was a fun little diversion after doing some lovely peeking with Grey. And I think maybe next week we'll be back to our normal beavery game, but that was cute. And maybe once we're kind of done with that other game, we might come back to this one, because there is a little bit of jeopardy of what happens in a bad tide with this map, so that might be fun to come back to. And we've kind of done like the hard bit of planning it out and stuff. We had a lovely time peeking with Grey. We sure did. Okie dokie. Let's do that. Let's come over here. Let's come over here. That was an amazing stream. Oh, thank you, Denny. It was a little. It's always a little bit mixed up when you changing games and stuff. But when you peaked once, you don't need to peak again. If we both died halfway up, then we would have done another run and stuff. But when you're successful as me and Grey, you don't need to peak twice. So yeah, a little bit of beavers as well, because that is what we do on a Wednesday. We play beeves. I may not be back on Friday for our Minecraft stream because I have an appointment at 4 o'clock, and so I normally start stream at 5 o'clock, so I might not be back in order to do it, and I don't really want to start too late on that, unfortunately. So I might only be back on Sunday. But if we don't do it, we might do a long Minecrafty stream on Sunday instead of Assassin's Creed, or we might just do Assassin's Creed to get it out of the way, and we'll just have to miss a Minecrafty week. But I want to play Minecraft, so we'll see what we do. We will see what we do. Let's just click on that little button. Who can we go and raid into? Lots of people on my stream. I think you probably are live. Who would be a good place to go and say hello to? I really dislike the fact that Twitch gives you adverts as soon as you click onto a stream when you're just trying to find out whether somebody is ready for a ride or not. Okay, perfect. I'm going to try and go there. We're going to try and go there. Perfect. We click here. We are gonna go and click onto here, and we're gonna go and raid Rowan, who is playing Assassin's Creed, which is cute. So come say hi to Rowan, who's got a lovely Scottish accent. Pronouns are she, they. So just come say hi. But I love. Ep.1 was my game when I was growing up. It was my game. But I will see you soon. Till Sunday, till Friday, maybe. We might just do Friday. It depends what time I get back from my appointment. But yeah. I'll see y'all soon. Denny, thank you for hanging out. Gray, thank you for playing with me. Annie, let's give Annie a little shout out as well. Another sneaky little end of stream shout out for Annie Crevice for the lovely raid. I hope she's all lovely tucked up in bed. But yeah, I'll see you on Sunday or Friday or at some point. Bye bye. I need food.